All right, here we go. I am going live today, and I haven't done this in forever. And as I have been reading up on social media marketing and how you're supposed to do live videos, I'm doing everything wrong. Okay, but that's okay because I don't have the background or anything like that. That's cool and pretty and whatever it is. But here's what I have, though. I have a message, and that's really all that matters. So listen in, and hopefully you can take something away from today. Man, I was sitting, I just got done with my workout earlier today, and it was a struggle to do my workout. I didn't feel like doing it, and got to thinking, you should go write about this right now. And then another thought came into my mind, and I wanted to somehow bridge them together. And I didn't know how to do that in writing. And so I thought I'm going to give you guys a video that will be a message for you to take away. Okay? I've been doing a lot with thinking of influences. And do you think of yourself as an influencer? Like the things you do, the things you say, the way you act, like how that is influencing other people around you, but not just like adults and stuff, but our youth. Okay? So how can we as adults be influencers to the youth around us? And one thing that I always think of is that I want to be a really great parent, and I'm not great every single day. Be the first to admit that, and my kids probably would too. But hey Marie, oh my gosh, it's been forever since we've talked. So being an influence for my kids. So today, as I was, it's cold and windy in Nebraska. Well, it's not like super cold. It's 45 degrees, but that's still cold and windy after an 80-degree weekend. And so I got back from teaching my classes and talking to them about how, keep your characteristics. Every single day I say, what are your characteristics? And how are you going to live by them today? And so myself, I have a list of characteristics that I live by every day. And when I got home today, I didn't want to live by any of them. I kind of just wanted to relax from the weekend. Kind of need Mondays sometimes. I feel like I need to relax from my weekends. And so it almost became really easy for me to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to just make this a me day, and I'll get all the stuff done that I need to tomorrow, and forget about that. My characteristic, one of them as an example, is working out every single day. And the reason why these characteristics are important, a few reasons to me, is one is that they're helping me get where I want to go in life. You have an end intention that you want to reach, and by having daily characteristics that you live by is what's going to help you get there. And so with working out, that is going to help me stay healthy, feel great, work great, deal with all of the stress that comes into my life. And so to not do my workout is really sabotaging myself. And so as I sat here contemplating and just kind of spinning around, not really knowing what I should be doing, thought, the one characteristic that I am in control of right now is that I can work out. And the clarity, so I went and went into my workout, and the clarity that came during that time was, it just like calmed me, and it created just a clearer picture for what the rest of my day looked like. The second reason why my characteristics are so important to me is that I want to make sure that I'm being an example for my kids and their friends and any youth that I come in contact with, and my clients, of course. And so with my kids, I have a 14-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 3-year-old. And the 12 and 14-year-olds are at an age where there is so much going on in their little minds right now that for me to be stable and showing them how to be strong and how to not compare myself to others, and how to know who I am and where I want to go, and not letting other influences get inside me is really important. And so if you have kids, if you are a teacher and you work with youth, if anybody that works with our youth, I want you to think of a day where you were really stressed out, and then you went in and you had to deal with teenagers or I would say in my mind, I'm thinking anywhere from like fourth graders up to 18-year-olds. And how did what happened on the outside on your day, like whether it was you woke up late or maybe your kids at home weren't quite acting the way that you wanted to. Maybe you missed a workout. Maybe you didn't have time to eat breakfast. Maybe you quarreled with your spouse or spouse that morning or had a misunderstanding. And can you ever pinpoint where maybe we didn't communicate quite as effectively as we wanted to with our with whoever we were dealing with our students, with our kids? It happens with me, with my kids, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Stacy, they had nothing to do with the way that you were feeling, yet they took the brunt of it. And here's what happens when the youth take the brunt of it. They don't know how to decipher it from carrying it themselves and thinking it's about them and internalizing it and storing it as a story, or between knowing that it just has nothing to do with them, that, they don't think rationally to be like, you know what, my mom just must be having a bad day. Or maybe the teacher and I just saw that from a different perspective, stuff like that. We internalize that. And that's how, as adults, we get our belief systems. And so I'm really passionate about creating different influencers for our youth so that they can start to see and take ownership over their awareness, teach them how to be more aware. So simple tools is knowing if we as adults are knowing what characteristics we want to live by, and we're doing that on a day-to-day basis, then they get strong, we're strong in them, so that we can then turn around and teach them to our youth, teach them to our kids, and be like, these are just things that you know these are non-negotiables as for an adult, but also for kids. And when we're faced against not living by those characteristics, then we have just almost like a checklist. Be like, okay, is this who we are? And if it's not who we are, then we know it's not something that we need to do. Or if it is who we are, then it's an action that we need to take and that we should be strong in, and not let other outside influences sabotage us. And so just the simple tool, know what your characteristics are. Take 5 minutes, sit down and be like, this is what I want out of my life. This is what I want to know myself as. And what does that look like? What characteristics do you need to do day in and day out to be able to get to where you want to go? Super simple. I do have one. I want you guys to all go check out stacywidhelm.com, because I have a new project that I'm working on, and it has to do with how visual influences can just create change. And so I have these t-shirts that I'm making, and just go check it out. And if you want to, I would love for you to follow my beautiful project. And so if you're interested and we'll do that, then just fill out the information. But I'm super excited to see where it can go and just how powerful words can be. Kids seeing the words, adults seeing the words, just anybody seeing them, and how they can get, hey Jenny, how we can just change the way and the direction that we're going as a society right now, taking more ownership over our own feelings and not always blaming outside circumstances. And I believe that it all begins with knowing what your characteristics are. So that's all I have for today. Give me feedback. If anybody wants to design my backdrop, you guys can do that so it looks pretty and I can be more social media. But if not, I'm not going to worry about it, because I'll just say a message. But have a fantastic day. Any thoughts, comments, feedbacks, I have most appreciated. And we will talk to y'all soon. Thanks. Bye.